The rules today, guys: kill your first fish, select your second two, don't kill any browns. Okay?
Right, see you later. Good luck. Hello everyone, you join me here today at Westlow Mere with my fishing partner, Molly. Excuse the noise and the barking, she's a tad crazy, currently chewing a rock. Like I said, we're here at Westlow Mere in Congleton. This is where it all started for myself. Beautiful fishery, I think 12 acres I believe, crystal clear water, an old sand quarry. And we're fishing an open match today, it's their open. Don't worry, this programme or these videos aren't all about match fishing, it's just the way it's fallen. Today's fallen on one of their open matches, of which we're going to fish today. So I'm going to set up two rods like I normally do, and I'm going to talk you through. We fish slightly different tactics here at Westlow. Like I said, the water's crystal clear. I'm going to start with a dye 3 and a yellow apps, and we're just waiting for the hooter, and as soon as that hooter goes at 9 o'clock, we'll get in. So come along, and I hope you enjoy. And if there's anything you want to know for the going forward for the next video, we will be doing boat fishing, we will be doing bank fishing on reservoirs, and even salmon and sea trout. But anything you want to know, please drop a comment in below and subscribe and come on this journey with us. Just a quick tip, start of the day, when threading my line, there's nothing worse than getting through to your tip ring, dropping your line and it coming all the way back through. So what I tend to do, just double your fly line over, so you've got a nice little loop, thread your lines as you would normally, and then as you go up the rod, if I let go of this, if I can get it through, it won't go back through, it'll always stop there. So you're nothing worse than getting to your tip eye, coming all the way back through. So on this floating line, what I'm going to set up is a team of nymphs, but for this I use the ghost mode. It's a bit better quality fluorocarbon, you get a better diameter. I'm going to start with £9 today. You can go down, and I do like to fish £6 on heavily fished waters. We've got crystal clear water here today, but I think this £9 with good quality, 3 flies, I think we'll get away with it. So again, the tucked blood knot, let me just put my rod away. So I'm going to go through the loop, go round 1, 2, 3, 4 times, back through the loop you created, and then tuck it back through this loop. Which is a lot of people pull that tight now, but I've had them slip, so I always tuck them, moisten it, pull it tight. And then what I do, like I said on the other rod, I like to measure my nymphs along my rod. So I know if I get snapped or end up a tree, I can have the exact same leader. So I'll come 10 foot, halfway down my rod. So 15 in total, and then I'll do 5, 5 and 5 on my droppers. So on the first one, dropper lengths, I like quite a long dropper length. It's at 10 inches or so. Find your end, about 5. This is a pretty standard even cast, but you can vary the lengths between your floating line. If the fish were a lot higher, you might bring this top dropper closer to the to your floating line to keep your flies up. And then first dropper, when you're cutting the tag ends, always cut the one pointing towards the fly line. Always get rid of that one, otherwise if you leave that, it's pulling against the knot. Tidy your tags down. Go again, about 4.5, 5. Make sure that's about halfway between. I should be using nippers really, it's no good for your teeth. But after 20 years of doing it, it's a habit. So again, just go in between. So line your dropper line up alongside your main line. Create a nice big loop, give yourself plenty, so your dropper's facing down towards your point fly, and I go through that loop twice with both tags. So go through once, twice. Slide it up towards your thumb and forefinger, again moisten it, pull it tight, snug it up, and there we go. And again, cut the one that's pointing towards your fly line, always cut that one off. And that's it, ready to add the flies. So fly choice, today I'm gonna go top dropper, red holographic buzzer, and again, just a 3-4 turn water knot. Back through the eye, and then back out. Always moisten that. Clip it down. Another thing as well is when you're setting up, always keep your eye on the water as well. You can keep an eye on what's going. You might see a few fish move. I see a lot of people setting up with the backs facing the water, which is, to me, is a no-brainer. Always face, look in the water. Middle dropper, we're going to go for the Phil Dixon green, aka buzzer. Both size 10s. And then on the point fly, the ever faithful Mick Reed with the gold head, green fritz, black, green and black, classic colour, but it gives me a bit of weight to turn the flies over and to anchor the buzzers as they're drifting along. We've got a wind today, left to right. This gold head will dig in and stop your buzzers whipping round too fast in that wind. The key with buzzer fishing is to fish them slow and as natural as you can. So that's that set up. So I've got 2 rods set up now, dive 3, with the apps on, which I'm going to search the peg to start with, or the spot, and I'm going to move around, and that's it. Oh, there it is. Let's get to the action. So like I said, I'm going to start on a dive 3. 3 inches a second this sinks. This is a 40 plus dive 3. I like this on Westlow because, like I said, it's a sand quarry, so the banks are quite steep. Another little casting tip, or another little tip I like to do, is when I'm on the bank and I want some distance, I tend to tuck the bottom of my rod under my sleeve like that. I don't do it on boat fishing, but if I want distance, this is what I tend to do. And always check the legs of your worm, the amber worm, that they're not tangled. And what we're going to do, first few casts we're going to bring straight back. I like to fish the top few layers and then drop down. Always keep your eye on the water. And with this fly, I like a jerky retrieve. So a short, sharp snap, so the legs, you're getting that movement in the legs, which is what this fly was designed for. So short, sharp snaps. And then stop as well, give it a pause, because if there is one chasing, you, oh, Chris Hector's into a fish over there straight away. And then as on always, as you come up on the lift, fish that hang. Beauty with the crystal clear water is you can check your fly every cast to make sure the legs aren't tangled. And then back out. Catching a few off that front. So here at Westlow, there used to be what they call the deeps and the shallows. But as John said before, the fishery manager, they've turned the shallows into carp fishing now. So it's just the deeps, which we're in today. Like I say, you're gonna have to bear with the dog. Let this one go down a bit. Again, don't keep doing the same old cast, the same old retrieve. Let this one sink now. See, there's a fair few fish getting caught to start with over there. Maybe we're in the wrong spot. I've not had a pull yet, mate. Have you? Right, I've had half a dozen casts with the yellow apps. Searched the place where I am. I've seen one fish move. I might not be overfished. That's sometimes the bottom line, is you're not overfished, but I'm just gonna try a new fly. So I'm just gonna try Pittsford Pete, Green Meanie. Again, these lures, great searching flies. If there's fish there, you'll get pulls, you'll get follows. Just pinch a bit of the back end off so that material's not too far away from the hook. They're great at finding fish, and then we'll try the buzzers after. But there is a few fish getting caught, mainly on the front, but nothing on the app. So nice juicy worm there. That'll probably get me one, but we'll start with this. Personally, I'll make sure the rabbit's wet to start with. Nice long cast. And you notice here, I'm trying to cast as far as I possibly can. The fish here do tend to hold out a bit. It's a bit different on the front where you're straight into deeper water, but here, probably 2 rod lengths out, it's still only 2 foot deep, and then it starts to drop in. So distance is the key, hence the 40 plus, 10 foot 8 weight rod. And on this, I'm gonna do a figure of 8, a slow figure of 8, and just search the depths and the water in front of me, and if I do no good, I'm going to move because there's too many getting caught. Oh, there's a fish just moved out there straight in front of us. And again, so I'm going to strip this in and just cover that fish. Because that fish came up twice. I know it's not an ideal fly to cover the fish with, but always cover a fish if you see one move. A rainbow trout, it is a shoal fish. Very rarely they're on their own. Where there's one, there's normally a few. He didn't have that cast. No, I thought that might have had that. Looks like we're going to get a nice day for it today anyway. And again, just come up on that hang. Beautiful water here. Oh, how have I missed that? I actually seen the fish before I felt it. Whether that was the same fish I covered, followed it all the way in there and I missed that. Oh. Talking about talking one on, or nearly talking one on. That was straight back that time, but I did cover that fish, so whether he's chased it all, followed it all the way in, I'm not sure. So I'm going to try a bit of a faster figure of 8 and a more jerkier retrieve, just to give some movement within that fly. These snakes or leeches are so good. The size of the fly, the movement you get, and then like you say, you get the hook right at the back end, which is where you want it. Whether you're tying your own or buying them, make sure the hooks are right at the back end. That's what we pride ourselves on here at FastMail. The flies are checked by myself. See that fly there? Typical. When you're ready for one to follow it in, they're never there. Checked by myself to give you guys the best standard of flies we can possibly offer. Let this one go down a bit. Well, Chris has got one over there. Can't believe that. Just saw the fish before I even felt it. Right, I've tried a few different, my favourite lures there, no good. Just that one I missed on the hang. So I'm going to wind this in. And I'm just going to quickly try the buzzers. I have seen a couple of fish move, but I just don't think we're over them. Quickly try the buzzers and then we'll move on. Oh, Phil. Okay, it's just not happening here. Tried 3 or 4 different lures that I know work well here. Put the buzzers on just in case. Sometimes they don't want to lure. No takes on the buzzer. It just happens. Sometimes you're not overfish. No matter how good you are or how good your flies are, if you're not overfish, you won't catch them. Loads of fish getting caught on the front, so we're going to move down the bank until we find a few. bastard. Missed one then. Right, so I've just moved halfway down the side, down the deeps. Often when you move, the first half a dozen casts are always the best. I've gone back to the green and black snake, still on the dice 3. The beauty I've got, I know this water. I suppose like a lot of you guys, you know your local water, you know what lines work and you know the best areas. Sometimes it doesn't always work, but you start with that, and that's the approach I'm starting with. Take my best flies that I know work here to the best areas, and then we can work from there. Well, I've had a couple of casts here for no joy. Keep your eyes as well, just keep scanning the water, looking for any movement, any fish jumping. And keep mixing that retrieve up. Crystal clear the water is, absolutely beautiful. Even Molly's getting a bit bored now. Every fish can't be up there, surely. Oh, that was a take. Damn you. That's had a bang then. Just a bang though, nothing solid or... So, same area, same cast. That was about 8 seconds down. They're still absolutely hammering up that top end. I always like the top or the bottom of the wind. Top seems to be the place today, well so far. We still work our way down to our right hand side where the wind is blowing down. There is a lot of natural food in here, your crixers, obviously your damsels certain times, a lot of snail in here, and then daphnia as well when the water temperature warms up. So maybe the bottom of the wind, or the toe right back to the top of the wind of the places today. Always know when Ian's catching you because you can hear him. There's fish down here because I can see the odd one moving, so. Nowhere near as many as up there. Get out there. Right, last cast. Again, I've had a couple of pulls here, but I've seen 2 or 3 fish move, 3 or 4 spots along, so I'm going to just cast this out, reel it in. You never know, get a lucky one reeling in. But I'd say I've definitely seen a few fish move down there, so we'll give that a go. So all I'm doing now is just searching the water. I was just up the bank, 3 or 4 spots. I've moved down. I saw a couple of fish out opposite this white buoy. Back cast isn't the best on this spot here. But all I'm doing now is just trying to locate a few fish, really. I'm the only angler down this end of the lake, which maybe tells you where all the fish aren't. That's another key as well. If you're fishing, especially even your boat fishing, all the boats are in one area. They're obviously in one area for a reason. I can't see every fish being up there. It can't be, but I'll work my way around to them. I had a couple of takes in that last spot, only a couple of bangs though, you know. Conditions are spot on. I've got no other excuses apart from maybe we're just not on them. Spoke to the angler across from us there. He's not had a take. I'm going to try one more into the wind and then I'm going to work my way up that long, up the far bank to what they call the front or the steps, which is where all the fish are getting caught. But I'm going to keep working. What's in front of me, from the top to the bottom, letting them sink, fast, slow. Just keep mixing everything up. Don't be a robot when you're fishing. And see how we get on. But we've not had anything yet. Crystal clear. I can see my fly coming up then 8 foot. Horrible back cast. One out there, one to the right, and I'm going to move. What do you reckon, Mol? What are you saying? Not had a touch here. Just going to go try the bottom of the wind. Just keep moving. Tried a couple of flies again. Keep on the move until we get one. Right, so I'm just going to try a few into this wind. The sun right into my eyes, and I should have my glasses on, but I've left them in the car. And if anyone knows Westlow, massive hill, and it kills you walking up it. So I'm going to move up this bank as well. I think all, well, not all of the fish, they all can't be up that top end, but a lot of the fish must be up that top end, so we'll work our way towards them. So a few casts here. Can't really fish the buzzers in here unless I see anything closer in, but give it a few casts with a lure, put the app through it, and then we'll have a walk up the bank. Going to move on now. I've not had any takes here. I'm not seeing anything. I don't feel like I'm getting further away from the fish. So working my way up this bank. Hopefully find a few. My empty bass bag. A long video with no fish, isn't it? Yeah, they are. And again. Oh, yes. There's one. Finally. Finally. He had about 4 goes at that as well. But we've got one. Strong fish as well there. Pitchford Pete. There's a fish. There we go. That's the first one, safely in the net. Like, we've got to kill the first one and then pick your next 2. But we're off the mark. Lovely fish as well. And we've had to work for it. It's up to you whether you want to get it on again, I don't know. There we go. Pitchford Pete. Nailed. He had 3 or 4 goes at that though. Throw that in the water. Lovely clean fish, put him in the bass bag and hopefully catch a few more. Okay, there's the first one. What I like to do, I've actually brought my bass bag today, put a bit of fresh water in. Lovely clean fish. Keep him in. The beauty with these bass bags, they hold water, keep your fish safe and fresh all day. So we'll leave that there. Hopefully fill it up. Right, So we just had that fish. Hopefully there's a few fish here. Like I said, rainbows, they normally, where there's one, there's a few. Not always loads. So hopefully there's fish on this bank, but they're still catching the odd one on the front. It has slowed up, whether that sun's just put them off with this clear water or pushed them down, but they've definitely slowed up the bank. But we're off the mark, and hopefully we can get a few more. Right, just another little tip as well that I like to do when I'm casting. When I cast, I like it to hit the reel. What that does then is it turns that fly over. See a lot of people having all this loose line on the ground. They'll try and cast too far. The fly will come back on itself. They're standing in all the line. Just find out where you can cast. It's hard here with the back cast. Let the line hit the reel and that'll turn your leader over every time. I've only got a 10-foot leader on. The fly's unweighted, but if it hits that reel, it just catapults it forward, and you know you're straight in contact with it. So when you fish on the drop, you're right in touch, and then when you start retrieving, you're fishing straight away. Right, I know we've caught that fish. I lost another one shortly after it, or bumped one. Just moved down the bank a bit, but no overtakes. Saying that, I was going to move, but a fish has just moved here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip this in. And I'm going to cover it before we then move. So there is fish here, but I just don't feel there's as many as further up the bank. Yeah? Oh, he's off. Take there. So I've moved towards the top end of the lake. That was the horrible back cast, excuse the ducking. Second cast there, I've just lost that one. There's a fish just taking my fly off the surface. And straight away I'm seeing fish move here. There's another fish out there, another fish out there. So it seems like we're in the right area now. It's just a case of finding the right fly to trick them onto the bank. Oh mate, there's loads of fish there then, do you see them? Right, so a few casts there, straight away I had them takes on the lure. There is fish in the area because I'm seeing them move now. So what I'm going to do is just put the floating line and buzzers out. Wind's a bit calmer up here and just let it swing round. See if that's what they want. If you get your line tangled, which you often do with droppers, pull your line out your tip like that rather than pulling it back on itself. I see too many rods snap doing that. So I've got the red hollow top dropper, my green one in the middle, and then a Mick Reed on the point. Straight floating line. It's quite deep here close in, so don't think we'll need to cast as far. But again, find that point where you can hit the reel, especially when you've got droppers on, so let it turn over. And then we're going to let the wind just blow this round nice and slow. Watching for any deviation in any of them loops towards the end of the fly line. Typical now, I've just put the floating line up, the wind's picked up. It's just what you don't want, because all this does now, puts a big bow in your line and it rips the buzzers round too fast. If that is the case and they are on the buzzers, we've not had a take yet, but I like to just throw a mend in, just flick your line upstream or upwind. What that does then, it just slows that big arc and ripping your buzzers, pulling them up through the surface and bringing them round too fast. Like I said before, the slower you fish these, the better your catch rate will be. And I prefer to fish straight line buzzers on here rather than the bung because of the depth of water. I'm probably casting in 15, 16 foot of water. So at least with this way you can search the depths. It was flat calm then when I picked the rod up, and now the wind's picked up. Oh, there's one. So we just changed back to the lures just because that wind was just pulling them buzzers round too fast. There is a lot of fish up here. You can see them moving up to my right, this top end of the lake. Seems to be where the majority of the fish are. Strong rainbow. There we go. Safely in the net. Damn you, that was fast. Go, Chris. We've got one there, but oh, he's off. Very tentative take that. Had it on, couple of pulls, played it for a bit and then off. But not the best take. Like all the takes today have been a bit, I don't know, a bit sort of shy. But we got one on there. Oh, and he's off again. I tell you what. Seen that fish take off the top then as well, so I started figure of eighting it. Let him really have it and he's come off. I don't know, one of them days. But it feels like it's gone a bit dead now. Even the guys at the top end of the lake, I'm not seeing anyone catch up there for a good hour. I've just lost a couple here, which I'm pretty disappointed in. But signs are good because we've had 2 other takes as well as losing 2 here. So maybe they've just pushed back from all them people fishing up the top end of the lake. I change fly now. Mix it up. Put the green meanie on. Just feels like the lake's gone dead as well. You're not seeing any fish moving, jumping. No one's catching any. Oh, apart from that pull then. And again, bad angling, Phil. They're just coming short on it though. All of the fish I've had so far as well have only just been hooked very, very lightly. Oh. After missing that 2 or 3 there, what I'm going to do now is change my retrieve. Sometimes when you are fishing slow on a slow figure of 8, the fish get too much time to look at it and they can swim round it and hit it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to compensate me fishing faster to get the same depth, I'm going to let it sink a bit longer. I'm going to tuck my rod under my arm, and it's a retrieve called the roly-poly. I see a lot of top anglers, they can't actually do this retrieve, but for myself it's a very good fish catching retrieve. Just like reeling in, I catch plenty reeling in, but on this I've let it sink now, and I'm just going to hand over hand, but quite fast. So it comes in quite consistently, and sometimes stop, speed up. What this does now, because I'm fishing a lot faster, that trout has a decision to make. It either hits it or it doesn't. They might not want it fast, but you won't get them taps and the fish losing on and offs like we just had. Again, stop on the hang and lift up. Doesn't always work, but when it does, and especially when you're losing a few fish and the fish are playing with it, sometimes just that faster retrieve will get the fish or put the fish in the net for you. So again, let it sink. Because I'm pulling it a lot faster, I'll be lifting that fly up. So I just let it sink to compensate, I reckon, 2 to 3 foot I want to be fishing. And then hand over hand, nice and quick back, with a few slow, and then fast, stop, fast, all the way in. And I'll do 4 or 5 of these, and let's see if it works. If you don't get a pull on it, then they obviously don't want it fast, but it's worth a go when you're getting them nips or the takes aren't so good fishing slow. I'm just going to do 2. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh! Well, it put the fish on the end of the hook for a little bit longer, but it still come off. But absolute solid take. And I'm not sure why that's come off. But that just then goes to show, you know, I fished that slow a few times. I know I did lose the fish, but it was a more positive take. And unfortunately, that felt a good fish. Why didn't that just stay on? That was the whole story then. Ahoy! Please stay on. I think I deserve one. A jaws coming through the water. Oi. There we go. Finally, another one in the net. And that's not going back. And the hook's come out in the net as well. That was lucky, but wow, what a fish. Nice. Pulled again then. Oh, there we go. Right off the top, that one. Is it the big one? Let's hope so, Moll. Nope. But he's more than welcome. There we go. There's another one. Simply just changing that retrieve there from that slow figure of 8 to that fast roly-poly and the lovely little lively rainbow. No match winner, but at least we're catching fish now. Pitchford's P. Fine Westlow rainbow. But this is it. Oh. Well, I think I've hooked the one that I think I'm going to kill for my last fish. Even though I've started to catch now, I kept putting them back at Aladine and nothing better came. I'm going to run up the bank probably. Hopefully net that. There we go. I mean, that's a good 3.5. I can't put that back. So what I'm going to do, dispatch that, and then that'll be my 3 fish. Well, there we go. We've just gone on a little bit of a roll there. It just shows sometimes it does pay off to stay away from the crowd. They all stopped catching at the top end, whether they pushed the fish down this side. We're back near where we got a couple before. I've stayed with the, well, I've swapped between the apps, the Green Meanie and the Pitchford P. And I've just moved up and down here with my rod, dies 3 still, and I've caught 4 or 5 fish there in no time. I've just had that beauty. It's got to be £3. So I'm not putting that back. At least today we've got our 3 fish. Whether they're big enough, I don't know. They did catch a lot of fish up there this morning. But I'm happy. I've had a good day. I think it's about 1:30, so around that time. So we've only got half an hour left anyway. So what I'll do is I'll have a few more casts and then I'll make my way up to the lodge, have a cup of tea and get them weighed in. A little bit of fresh water in there. Zip her up. Because I have had stories of people off the boat jetties, drop the bass bags in, they fished all day, caught their 8 fish limit. I shouldn't laugh really because I wouldn't like it happen to myself. And drop the bass bag into the water and the fish have all sank to the bottom, so they've obviously had to weigh nothing in. So that's all zipped up. And just on that, when you're boat fishing, never ever hang them over the side and motor off, because I have seen a lot of anglers lose their bass bags doing that. Right, that's us with the 3. Bruce has just come round. You will get him here, Bruce, so...
I've seen you having a bit of action, so I thought I'd come and say hello.
Good man. Well, you'll be all right here, mate. You've got the fly. Dies 3. Fast retrieve, that seemed to be the trick today, but I'll leave you to it.
Oh,
I'm going to go and get a Bruce in about half an hour.
See you up there, pal.
Good luck, Bruce. Right, back to where sort of base camp was. We had a walk down, which was a good move in the end. We've had a great bit of sport there. Dropped on a good shoal of fish. Just goes to show you have to be on them. Maybe the retrieve, maybe I've been fishing too slow and deep all day, maybe. I'm not sure, but definitely speeding up there with that roly-poly at the end did the business. So we've left Bruce in there. Bruce will get them. So we'll just pack these rods down now. I didn't really fish the floating line today because of the wind. It's absolutely perfect for it now, typical. But it's probably 5 to. I had a quick chat down there to some of the lads. Head up the hill and get these weighed in and see how we get on. There we go. Oh, just under the chin. There we go. What a beauty. So you can't kill browns here in the match. That's an absolute beauty, Neil. Chris, I'm gonna look at that.
Lovely.
What a fish. Well done, Neil.
No way.
It had to come to an end, didn't it? Well, what a great day we've had here today at Westlow Mere. Everyone has caught and I've finally got on the front. But here we are, we're with John, the fishery manager. So I just thought I'd give John a few questions just to tell you guys a bit more about the fishery. So John, first of all, how big is the water?
We've got 18 acres. It's gin-clear water, and it's split between what we call the deeps and the shallows. The shallows is actually going over to carp fishing now. It's been stocked with some carp up to double figures, and that will start in May. But today for the match we've all fished the deeps. There's been a lot of fish caught today.
There has, hasn't there? It's fished really well, and not only just off the front here, but all the way down the side as well has been fish caught.
Yeah.
Which is good to see.
A couple of nice browns come out today as well.
Yeah, Neil's has had a good brownie. So it's a day ticket water, anyone can come?
It's a day ticket water. The price is £20 concessionary. Kill your first fish, sport fish for the rest of the day. And that's so we get a turnover of fish, so it's not just catch and release.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we end up with a lake full of fish what nobody can catch.
Exactly, and that's the good thing with these matches you hold as well. You hold a monthly match?
We have a match every month, and that takes quite a few fish out and helps the turnover of fish.
Definitely, which I think every fishery needs personally. And then we've obviously noticed the boys out in the middle. Is there still boat on here or what?
Yeah, there's just a wheelie boat at the moment, the disabled boat, and you have to book it.
Great day again, John. Keep up the good work. You know how much I love this place. I've been fishing here since I was 13-year-old with my dad and my brother.
Yeah.
Me, and not only me, Molly. I know she's a pain in the backside for a lot of anglers, but I appreciate it, and all the lads appreciate it. You're doing a great job. Thank you very much.
We try as best.
Great stuff. You're never
Cheers,
going to
mate.
please everyone, are we?
No, never.
Right, see you up there
Cheers.
for a brew. Well done, Bruce.
Today's match, there was 87 fish caught, 25 fish taken, and the winner is Bruce Blackshaw with £10 15 ounce. With £8 15 ounce, Phil Dixon.
Third was Johnny Oliver, £8.10.